Previously on Rapunzel and Flynn / Eugene. After Gothel leaves, Flynn wakes up to find he's tied to a chair with Rapunzel's hair.
Struggling is pointless.
Huh? Resistance is futile.
I'm kidding. What she really does is she tries to interrogate him. But first, she blows him away with how hot she is.
Aha.
Something brought you here, Flynn Rider. Call it what you will. Fate, destiny.
A horse.
They forgot to list God's plan in the hand of the author. Hoping to get out of an escort mission, Flynn attempts bending Rapunzel to his will using the smolder.
Here comes the smolder.
Do whatever he wants, Rapunzel. I said do whatever he wants, Rapunzel. Why are you not doing whatever he wants, Rapunzel? Which means all of their enemies are right behind them. That sounds like the perfect place for a cliffhanger. So, last time I checked, everyone and their fake mother was on their way to kill Flynn. How's that going? Just kidding, he's fine. We have now come to the turning point, where antagonism is replaced with flirting. Albeit begrudgingly, Flynn pays Rapunzel her compliment for changing the hearts of the ruffians.
I've got to say, didn't know you had that in you back there. That was pretty impressive.
I know!
And you can see Flynn go from being annoyed and confused by her to liking her energy. And since she picked up on that, she asks him a basic small talk question.
So, Flynn, where are you from?
Whoa, sorry, Blondie, I don't do backstory. However, I am becoming very interested in yours.
I call double standards. On both of them, actually, because Rapunzel doesn't want to talk about her past despite asking about his either.
I know I'm not supposed to mention the hair.
Nope.
Or the mother. Here's my question, though. If you want to see the lantern so badly, why haven't you gone before?
Well, you see, Flynn, a life void of proper experience and years of insults from someone she's always seen as her mother has left her feeling unable to complete the most basic of tasks. Rapunzel never says that out loud, but that has to be part of it. She's too embarrassed to tell him any reason yet, but she doesn't have to because she's saved by the life-threatening danger. What follows is an action sequence with frying pan / sword fighting that is well choreographed, but is over too quickly.
You should know that this is the strangest thing I've ever done!
Why is Flynn not dead right now? Maximus never hesitated before. Thankfully, Rapunzel wraps her hair around Flynn's hand so he can swing away. It would have been better if the fighting lasted a bit longer and she helped him swing off before he had that intervention of plot armor, but at least she's not taking a nap while he does the hard part. Rapunzel and Flynn pull off some teamwork and slick tricks to get onto ground level and make a break for the exit, when all of a sudden the dam bursts. The dam bursts? How'd that happen? Oh, I forgot that Maximus took out a support beam. It kind of looked like the whole thing went kablooey because Flynn knocked over the one unnecessary part of the irrigation system. It was an old, shabby-looking dam. It probably wouldn't have lasted much longer anyway. No big loss. They get to the so-called exit, but can't find a way out of the cave it leads to, and water is filling the place up fast.
It's no use. I can't see anything. Hey, there's no point. It's pitch black down there.
Okay. So, where's the light coming from up here? As they think they're about to die, Rapunzel blames herself for leaving the tower after Gothel told her not to.
I'm so sorry, Flynn.
But really this is all Flynn's fault. Flynn was the one the guards were after, and they wouldn't have been there if Flynn wasn't trying to trick her. Yet, because of Rapunzel's tormenting programming, she blames herself for not being strong enough, even though she's been handling these obstacles like a boss. I think Flynn knows that, even if he can't bring himself to admit that. However, he does open up about something.
Eugene.
What?
My real name is Eugene Fitzherbert. Someone might as well know.
Hence the video is being called Rapunzel and Flynn / Eugene. This bit of information inspires Rapunzel to tell him one of her secrets.
I have magic hair that glows when I sing.
And the truth shall set you free.
Magic hair that glows when I sing! Flower gleam and glow, let your power shine.
Side note, the fact that he has a fake name that represents his fake self and a real name that represents his real self could have perfectly mirrored Rapunzel if Gothel had changed her name, which she really should have.
We made it.
Her hair glows.
Eugene!
Why does her hair glow?
Eugene!
What?
It doesn't just glow.
Why is he smiling at me?
Because her hair also cooks people. No, her hair also heals people. So Rapunzel wraps some of her hair around Flynn's hand to heal the cuts he got while they were in the cave. Out of all the damage he's been through, this is the thing that she gives him medical attention for. The spinal fractures were nothing, and the concussions just build immunity, I guess. When the hand gets cut, that's when you bring out the healing incantation. Rapunzel tells Eugene that Gothel told her when she was a baby people tried to cut her hair. That's of course the revisionist version of events, since Gothel was the one who tried to take some of her hair. At first, Rapunzel tries telling Eugene that's why her mother never let her leave. But as I said in part 1, we never actually hear Gothel talk to Rapunzel about that. Upon second thought, she admits to Eugene, and possibly to herself, that she could have left earlier, but was too afraid to.
That's why Mother never let me... That's why I never left and...
You never left that tower.
Thanks for paying attention, Eugene.
Just smell the grass, the dirt, just like I dreamed they'd be.
In his defense, I checked, and he wasn't in sight when she sang about being free for the first time ever, so he might not have heard her.
And you're still gonna go back?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
It's complicated.
It's complicated, yeah. Translation, I haven't planned that far ahead yet. Well, Rapunzel, I think that's enough suffering about your embarrassing life. You can change the subject now. She clearly brightens up, probably because it's time for someone else's embarrassment, but she possibly feels better now that she's talked about her baggage.
So, Eugene Fitzherbert, huh?
I'll spare you the sob story of poor orphan Eugene Fitzherbert. It's a little bit of a... That's a little bit of a downer.
Is it? I haven't read it yet. I know it's written by the same author as some of the better-ish Twisted Tales, but that's also the co-author of Polar Nights Cast into Darkness. Not sure if I should be excited to read that one or not. Anyway, after Eugene tells Rapunzel his story is a downer, she encourages him to tell it anyway. The way she looks so giddy about it quells his fear of shaming himself. And she might be thinking, I just told you I spent 99.9% of my life in an isolation chamber talking to a chameleon that's just as intelligent as I am. There's no way your story is going to make you look not good enough for me.
There was this book. A book I used to read every night to all the younger kids. The Tales of Flanagan Ryder. Swashbuckling rogue, richest man alive, not bad with the ladies either.
Was he a thief too?
Well, no.
He kind of seemed surprised by the question, as if he didn't know she knew he was a thief. They never actually talked about him being a thief up until this point, which could mean Eugene underestimated her ability to piece that together. I mean, sure, he broke into her house, but that was a life and death by horse scenario. Personally, I think Rapunzel could have stood to be a little more judgmental of his thievery earlier. But then again, she did knock him out 3 times and threaten him with a 4th time.
He had enough money to do anything that he wanted to do. He could go anywhere that he wanted to go. And for a kid with nothing, it just seemed like the better option. You can't tell anyone. It could ruin my whole reputation.
Ah, we wouldn't want that.
Well, a fake reputation is all a man has.
That was cute. As painful and embarrassing as it might have been for them to talk about their pasts, it did help them understand each other better and bring them closer together. Rapunzel now knows what drove Eugene to his crimes, and Eugene is now motivated to give Rapunzel the time of her life tomorrow. But we'll get to that later.
I should get some more firewood.
For the record, I like Eugene Fitzherbert much better than Flynn Rider.
I think she meant that she likes him better when he's opening up about his emotions than when he's acting like he's too cool for everyone else around him. And if that's what's being implied, then Eugene's response is more than equally loaded.
Well, then you'd be the first.
If I'm reading that right, he's only ever known people that didn't want the real him. And he's only ever gone anywhere by putting up a facade. No wonder his dream was to be alone on an island, away from all the people who only ever rewarded his worst self. But now he's found someone who shows interest in accepting his vulnerability, no matter how unimpressive it might be. This is a magnificent scene of 2 people opening up about their hollow existences, and seeing a glimmer of hope that the other person might have something better for them.
I thought he'd never leave.
Mother,
We're going home, Rapunzel. Now.
you don't understand. I even met someone.
Yes, the wanted thief. I'm so proud.
Yeah, unfortunately I've got to give her that one. Gothel tries to make her feel bad about her image again, but that's not going to work anymore now that she's had those past few talks with Eugene. Gothel expected Rapunzel to return to the tower with her because she demanded it. But Rapunzel became alert to the concept of slavery, and she learned to refuse. On this historic day, which is commemorated by my fandom and fully documented in thousands of diaries, Rapunzel spoke a word that had been spoken to her ho-ho time without number by Gothel. She said no.
No. Oh. I see how it is. Rapunzel knows best.
You're darn right she does.
Rapunzel's so mature now.
You're darn right she is.
Such a clever grown-up miss.
You're darn right. Rapunzel refuses to go back to the tower, so Gothel throws her the satchel and dares her to give it to Eugene and see how fast he runs off with it. She leaves before Eugene comes back, and because Rapunzel can't shake the feeling that maybe he is just playing her for the crown, she doesn't tell him about Gothel's song or the fact that she has the satchel on her.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Hey, you alright?
Oh, sorry, yes. Just, lost in thought, I guess.
I mean, because here's the thing. Superhuman good looks, I've always had them. Born with it.
The next morning, Eugene is found by Maximus, who is still soaking wet at least 8 hours after the dam incident, and then he's completely dry mere seconds later. If Elsa did that, she'd never hear the end of it. Maximus tries to take Eugene away, giving Rapunzel another opportunity to show off her unexplainable strength.
No, put me down! Stop it! No!
That is a horse she's playing tug-of-war against. And beating. As determined as Maximus is to bring in Eugene, no animal can resist the commands of a Disney princess.
Oh, easy, boy. Easy.
If Disney princesses inherently have animal-controlling magic, does that mean Rapunzel also has magic Disney princess super strength? Because that would explain quite a bit. Rapunzel uses her Disney princess powers to keep Maximus from arresting Eugene for the next 24 hours.
Today is kind of the biggest day of my life. I need you not to get him arrested. Just for 24 hours, and then you can chase each other to your heart's content, okay?
Part of me wants to call betrayal on the idea of Rapunzel letting Maximus chase Eugene after the 24-hour truce is over, but really that's all she could have negotiated for, and she never said she would help him arrest Eugene. At last, Rapunzel reaches her kingdom, and holy sunshine, this place is charming. Curved architecture, spiraling embellishments, and unlimited flowers. With this many people around, Rapunzel's hair becomes a massive inconvenience, so Eugene enlists a few little girls to turn it into a braid, making her look so pretty. Rapunzel finds a painting of her parents and herself as a baby. It faintly rings bells in her mind, but she can't recognize it as a dead giveaway. That's about as much resemblance as a baby can have to her adult self. She gets distracted by the music, and we're launched into a nearly perfect montage of Rapunzel finally getting to live her life in some great bonding time for her and Eugene. Montages are a great way to justify the characters being as in love as the story says they are. The campfire scene was a good start, but they really needed this series of good times to set up what comes later. Eugene shows Rapunzel around, introduces her to new experiences, and buys her snacks and merch, while Rapunzel is the life of the party, even among these exceptionally festive people. She initiates the dancing, outdoes the sum total of all other chalk drawings, and inspires people with her spirit. After partying all the way from morning to dusk, the time has come to prepare for the lanterns.
To the boss!
Hey, Max. What? I bought them.
Max, how do you think he got the money to buy them?
Where are we going?
Well, best day of your life. I figure you should have a decent seat.
By that he means the perfect place to watch the floating lanterns, which will set up their legendary song. But that's a story for another video. How far did we get this time? Roughly 3/4 of the way-ish. I'm thinking that part 4 will take us the rest of the way to the end of the movie, but I've managed to drag things out for this long, so don't consider that plan concrete. By the time you're watching this, I should have the romance in Superman and Lois Part 1 out, so be sure to watch that one. I'll probably have Part 2 of Superman and Lois out before I have Part 4 of Rapunzel and Flynn / Eugene finished. But if you'll only watch videos about animated Disney content, then I also have a Peter Pan video. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, don't be a thief, and look forward to Part 4.